Down. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Nanog 46 in the city of brotherly love. And there are many of us who went to Pride and saw that that is taken fairly literally, and that's a good thing. See, I was like, there's got to be an applause for that. Come on. All right, we are very pleased to have you here. Nanog has never been to Philadelphia, and it was fantastic that Comcast was willing to host and bring us to this, I think, fantastic hotel. It's nice to have a hotel that both works logistically and functionally and also has character. We have challenges. This is a big group of people, and we need big rooms, and we need wireless to work, and we need a lot of rooms for all of us to stay in, and we need a bar that's well stocked. These are the things that go into a successful Nanog, and to have all of those in a building that has this kind of character and history is also fantastic. We have just some brief opening remarks. I'll introduce Don Welch of Merit.
Thanks, Todd. Welcome to everyone to Philadelphia. We want to really thank all the people that made this possible. Todd already mentioned Comcast and Ren. Provo has really done a lot of work to get this here. And that is on top of all the work she's done to put the program together and so forth. So we're really grateful for that. Also, I want to thank the Merit staff. All the logistics falling into place that Todd mentioned, of course, don't happen by magic. They happen through a lot of hard work, and I really appreciate all the effort of the Merit staff to put this together, as well as the Comcast staff on site. So thank you very much. What I want to do quickly, some of you may wonder, well, who is Merit? Why is this guy standing up there? So Merit is Michigan's research and education network. We're a provider of network and network-based services to the research and education community. We have been involved with networking for quite a while. We're a 43-year-old company. We had one of the partners in the NSFNet. And as a result of that, we started fostering the community of practice that has become Nanog. So over the years, because we are a nonprofit, because we are kind of a little bit away from the fray in that we're not competitors, we can help those of you who do compete on a daily basis to collaborate and cooperate on the areas where you need to, so that the internet can be the wonderful tool for society that it is. So why does Merit continue to do this? Part of our mission, and as a nonprofit, we get no state subsidies, but still the IRS has chartered us as a nonprofit. Our mission is collaboration. So we do a lot of work in the state of Michigan to try and get institutions to collaborate. And this falls right in line with our mission of fostering collaboration to the broader internet community in North America. This is the first time I think that any of us have in memory have that a Merit board member is attending the meeting. So this indicates, and I'd like Brenda Hellman from Michigan Tech to stand up. There's Brenda. So she's one of my board of directors, and she's also runs the network for Michigan Tech. And this kind of indicates how important Nanog is to Merit. And the other good thing to know is that Merit is doing fine. So for those of you that will rely on us to continue to foster the Nanog meetings, we're growing on our fee-for-service base at about 15% last year, which is not bad considering the economic climate that we're in. So we all thank Comcast to begin, but I really would like to make a more formal presentation. So John Schanz from Comcast is here, and we've got a little token of our appreciation we give to the host. So John. On behalf of Nanog, I want to say thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. It's nice to be here, and I really accept this thanks on behalf of the team who really helped put this together. truth be told, I get to kind of come and give some opening remarks and welcome all of you, but a lot of the hard work was done by a lot of the folks, not only in Merit, but certainly in Comcast and across the NANOG staff and volunteers. I guess because I'm involved in writing the check, I get to actually have the glass. But other than that, I didn't do the work. But on behalf of Comcast and all of the staff and volunteers, welcome to NANOG 46. It's not often that I begin a presentation with an apology, but I'm going to do that. I've been to a few of these before, and I know the protocol is not to wear a tie. But in fact, I have to be somewhere right after this where they're expecting me to wear a tie. And if somebody would be, happy to disclose where this stock bar is later, perhaps I can get this tie off, and I'm going to join all of you on that bar piece.
Excellent. Come find me.
Anyway, I'd like to welcome all of you to the city of Philadelphia as well. I relocated my family here 3 years ago, and when I joined Comcast, and in fact, it is just a wonderful city. So I hope outside of the conference, you'll take the time to get to know the city a little bit, some of the American history that's here, some of the art, some of the sports, some of the fine restaurants, some of the entertainment, and I think we even had some tour tickets that we made available to first come, first serve basis. It's really a wonderful city, especially as you get to know it right here in Center City, and I hope that all of you will take some time to do that. I thought I would spend a few minutes just talking a little bit about part of what we see. And I think you would find, hopefully, that there's some common ground or understanding here. And one of the things that's driving our business is this digital generation. And I really wanted to spend just a second on who they are and what are the implications of that. These are the echo boomers. I think that, in my opinion, these are folks that have more value around time than perhaps money, although that has certainly changed in the last 6 months, and it's great to see over 400 attendees given the current economic climate here at NANOG 46. But this is an interesting generation, because if you're like me, some of the things that we now work with today, we've seen these things come into our lives at a certain period of time. But there's a whole generation of folks who were kind of just born into the natural availability of, well, PCs have been here forever, and so hasn't cell phones, and so hasn't 500 TV stations. And these are the true multitaskers. When I watch some of my kids that are in college and high school, it's kind of unbelievable at their ability to multitask. But that has implications for all of us. I think there's some big implications, and we see that around the needs of social networking and how they use that. One of the things that I always talk about in presence is I remember presence being managing my availability, tunneling different aspects of capability or ways to communicate me into one funnel so you could get to me. And now I find that we're all connected, we're all very reachable over many types of media, and now what we're really doing is managing our offline presence, which is quite interesting. These folks are into random access, their time and place shifting everything in terms of their expectation, wireless intimacy, and I think what it's done for us and the industry is really driven what I call kind of nonlinear product growth. I mean, these are the things that the industry has been dealing with throughout the years. So when you look at nonlinear product growth, I think that translates into a couple of things here. Technology and infrastructure explosion. I think this is probably not a new message to anybody here, but if you look at the increasing number of servers, if you look at the increasing amount of storage that's been shipped, not only commercially but personally, and you look at the amount of traffic that's on the public internet, all of these facets are being driven and grown exponentially, and I think largely the digital generation and a lot of the applications that have basically come into play and will continue to evolve are driving this kind of infrastructure. So this is really not great, new news to this group, but I thought it was important to kind of point that out. Now, as it relates to NANOG, just some thoughts that I wanted to share, and this is not new to the group as well. They've been doing this for many years in the previous 45 NANOGs, is to really look at some of these inner working and operability opportunities, if you will, with IP as a technology, with the various connectivity layers, not just IP, and both the bearer and the signaling planes of what we do. So I know there's a lot of working groups that work on a lot of things, but I just want, it's not often that I get the opportunity to sort of provide a point of view on this. So in addition to all the working groups and things that have been happening in NANOG and are continuing to happen, here's some areas that I just wanted to draw a little of attention to in terms of interoperability on 100 gig optics. I think that we're at a moment in time where, in fact, this group in this room, the service providers, the technology companies, It's really important from my point of view that as an industry we figure out how to make 100 gig optics interoperable, especially as we interconnect our networks and grow in scale. Perhaps we can do that as a foundation so that even beyond 100 gig, whatever the next stop might be, 400 gig, that we do that in a way that it's a repeatable process. Second, I think there's a couple of opportunities here in terms of the IP and the optics layer and the control plane signaling and the types of things that perhaps can be done with redundancy and resiliency in the infrastructure. So I think there's work going on here that's really, really important to tie the layer 1 optics to the layer 3 IP layer. Third, securing and protecting the infrastructure. I think this has always been a part of the charter. It's always been a part of the priorities. But my sense is that this awareness and the priority around this continues to escalate. And I know there's working groups around BGP security and things like that. So I think this is a big area for us to spend some time in NANOG. Also, IPv4 and IPv6 interworking. This is an area where the industry has been working on it for a very, very long time. I think there's different states of acceptance, adoption, denial, all of those things. But as we look at that digital generation and the number of devices connected to the internet and the number of applications and that escalation, I think our ability to deal with the interworking and how to commercially make a great experience for our mutual customers as we have a mixed world of IPv4 and IPv6 is very, very critical. And there's a whole bunch of other things that the groups are already working on. Didn't mean to not draw attention to those, but I thought it might be important just to shed a little light on a few things that are on my mind. So in the way of conclusions, hats off and applause for the group here and all of the former and previous and attendees who weren't able to make it. I think there's, in my opinion, been extraordinary advancements across the technology, across the service provider and operator community, and not just in North America, but across the globe. And there's attendance here from not only North America. The journey continues, of course, and I think this rapid innovation, coordination across some of the service providers and the technology companies is really important throughout the entire ecosystem. At the end of the day, I think we all know, understand, and appreciate the fact that this global infrastructure has to work for everybody, and putting that together in a way where it can scale is really, really important. So in closing, I would like to ask everybody to take a little time outside of the conference, but enjoy the conference, the technical discussions, enjoy the city of Philadelphia, and I really thank all of you for making the journey here, especially under these rough economic times. I know that the technology discussions will be spirited, and I really look forward to hearing back from my team on some great outcomes. So thanks to all of you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I had a couple brief announcements. Well, for some reason, I keep losing track of Paul Vixie. Where is Paul Vixie? Anyway, if you could shuffle your way to the front of the room, please, Mr. Vixie. Thank you very much. Mr. Vixie, to the front of the room. So a couple brief announcements and then an introduction. So there are, take a look at your schedule and start planning what you want to go. There are, not everything will be held in this room, and so you will have choices to make, and the sooner you start making those choices, the happier you will be with them. Don't put off planning just because you want to. It's not how it works, all right? The second thing is we are trying something new at this NANOG, which is informal BOFs. So if you have a topic that has just come to you that you think somewhere between 5 and 40 other people would like to discuss with you, there's a sign-up board outside. I think it's closer to the registration desk. Put your idea up there. If you would like to go see what those ideas are and register your interest in them, go sign your name next to one of them. We will take the program committee will take the top 3 ideas and allocate them rooms tomorrow. So this is sort of a if I could use the overused non-word crowdsourcing. We're going to crowdsource this. It's going to be awesome. Where is Stacy Hughes? Stacy Hughes, I wanted to say thank you for putting together the newcomers breakfast. I met some newcomers, and hopefully people who are here for the first time met some people who aren't here for the first time. It's a relatively friendly group, and the largest advantage of it is the people who are here. So if there's someone you need to meet, just go meet them, and if you can't find them, grab any random person, and there's a non-zero chance that they know them. So I think that's all I have on administrivia.